All right, so this is our live stream setup. We use OBS in a studio mode that allows us to see the preview and the program, as well as a multi-view window alongside Google Chrome. What OBS lets us do is, well, quite a host of things. So when we are running ProPresenter, I'm just going to throw the first thing up. We can mix between a couple of different scenes of things that we can see what goes out to the stream. Imagine this is like a vision mixer. Basically, you have 6 inputs and you have 1 output. So if to start off with, when you get OBS open, you're probably open on 1, which is their camera view. So our camera has to be turned on for that to work. So I'm going to go. Oh, I was just trying to hear what that noise was. Just going to mute the headphones. I'm going to go to the YouTube channel dashboard. This is Royal Gorge Vineyard Church YouTube. And you can see sort of a bit of an overview of what's going on there. We go to our content section. We go to our live section. You will see all the live streams we've ever done on YouTube. So we started back in August 20th of last year is when we first started live streaming on YouTube. And we kind of stopped streaming to Facebook somewhere around this time. So now we just do pure YouTube, much easier, much faster, and I'll show you why. So if I go to create, I want to go live. Now I'm just going to do this for demonstration's sake. I'm going to schedule a stream. Now this is brilliant on YouTube's end, and this is why Facebook is so bad, is because YouTube lets me just pick from previous weeks. So I can pick the thumbnail, the title. So just for example, I'm going to pick the week previous, which is Alicia, Follow the King, Book of Matthew, reuse settings. I can go in here, and I'm just going to slide this window over for a little second. And I'm going to change that to be the 18th. Saturday, 18th of March, 2023. Let's just say it's still Follow the King, it's still Book of Matthew. As long as that applies, the description can kind of stay the same as long as it's the same theme, because I try to keep these kind of things generic so we don't have to change as much as possible over here. Then we have some more general description always gets put in as part of our YouTube channel. Lets YouTube know who we are and what we're doing. We're nonprofits and activism. Again, it tells YouTube's back end who we are, what we're doing. Then we have the thumbnail. Thumbnail is super easy to change out. If we need to, so what we can do is you can change it out here. With my tech email, I have my presets between Canva, Facebook, YouTube, Bible app, Wix, Royal Gorge Vineyard on Google, our website as it stands from the front end. So here's Google Drive. And so then what you could do is you could have a folder in here that has our sermon thumbnails. I haven't added that yet, but I probably will before I go. Sermon thumbnails in there, you could download it. Like any other graphics, save it to the drive, and then you could paste it in here. Because this is a Follow the King, I wanted to go in 2023 services, and I wanted to go and Follow the King Book of Matthew. Now, if this was a non-Follow the King service, like when my mom came a couple of weeks ago, Matt spoke a couple of weeks ago, it's not to do with Follow the King, then I want to uncheck that, because I don't want it to go into the Follow the King playlist. I just wanted to go in 2023 services, if that makes sense. It's a one-off. And I want to say, no, it's not made for kids. And this, again, lets YouTube know what kind of content it is. It restricts it as little as possible. Allows us to be Christian on here, just because the world is just getting a bit liberal, guys. So just being honest with you, this is what we got to do. So we leave all these kind of as is. We allow comments to embed and different things like that. Streaming location, you can leave all that on. It's live chat replay, that's fine. Just let people message in, there's no problem with that. Visibility, I'm going to want to make this scheduled for the 18th. I'm going to click here. I'm going to make this 5:45 p.m., which is normally when we go live. And only because this is a demonstration, I'm going to make it unlisted. If we were going public, or if we were going to stream, or if I had the right thumbnail and title, which I don't know yet because this is a Monday, I would straight away have that public, and we can have that on there all week until we live stream at 5:45 on Saturday night. But I don't want to do that. I want to make it unlisted just for today's demonstration. I'm going to hit done. That's going to create the stream key, create the stream URL, and now we're in the back end of the streaming location on YouTube. But here's what's nice, that we don't got to get stream keys anymore, because we have OBS tied to our Google. What I can do is go to the Manage Broadcast section, select Existing Broadcast, follow the King Book of Matthew, Royal Gorge, Saturday the 18th of March. Now, I got to select broadcast. Do not hit select broadcast and start streaming. Select broadcast. The reason I don't hit select broadcast and start streaming is because straight away that'll go live. And that'll straight away go public. I don't want to do that. Now, this is unlisted, so it still wouldn't really matter. But if I hit start streaming now, it's going to automatically record. The go live button still hasn't been highlighted yet. It says on YouTube it has an excellent connection. It says it has a video feed. If I just go on number 4, so we have something rotating, we have a ProPresenter audio feed. We will see a video in a couple of seconds. Here we go on YouTube. Now, if I wanted to go live, then it would make it public if our privacy was set to public, which it is unlisted, so that is fine at the minute. And what that's doing is sending a feed from our computer to YouTube servers so that it can be live streamed. So there is a delay, it's about 40 seconds. We can make that much faster, but it's at the cost of the live being of lower quality. We don't need any more than 40 seconds. So I like to leave it at the normal latency because there's no need for that to be right up to date. And also, these are kind of in beta. These aren't actually fully optimized. So I like to leave it as is. Okay, so with OBS, we have it sending to YouTube. This is like pre-service time, and it's rolling away. So you think, great, okay, my job's done. Well, not quite. So what we have here are 4 scenes. You can click, or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Preview is what is being previewed. Program is what goes to the feed. Right now, the preview and the program are the same. If I hit 1, preview is now scene 1, and program is now scene 4. You can see this on the multi-view because 1 is green, green is preview. 4 is red, red is program. Think of a tally light on a camera would light up red for it being live. Red is live, green is preview. Now, I have said there's actually 6 scenes on here, 5 and 6. What 5 does is if I hit cut, which always swaps our preview program, cut is the nice transitional preset for it. This is a self-contained video inside of OBS, which allows for us to have a breakdown in our computer system somewhere along the way that still allows us to send out some audio and video with a countdown so that we can fix the problem. This isn't designed to be used week to week. We just have it there as a just-in-case scenario. What 6 is for, I never would put 6 in the program feed, but what 6 is for is a multi-view of the A10 Mini. Because what we use the A10 Mini for is capture some audio, capture some video, and stream it in. But the A10 Mini, you can see also, this is a multi-view of the A10 Mini. So if I go here and I hit cut on the A10 Mini, I'm swapping between camera 2 and camera 1. So if we added more cameras, again, I'm talking about future-proofing. Our sound is future-proofed, our video is future-proofed, our lights are future-proofed. Everything is that bit more ready for the next step, the next build. This is just the foundation. So if I hit auto, it now does a nice fade. So if you imagine we had more inputs here, that'd be great. And what's nice about the Black Magic is, you know, I can load stills in there too. And so I could open up, and I don't need to show you this because we don't use this right now, but the options are there. You know, this machine can do its own live stream, but then we can't do things like this. So this is kind of what the big brother of the A10 Mini can do. The A10 Television Studio 4ME 4K can do these kinds of super source effects. But we're running OBS. OBS is open source, it's free. This computer system probably cost us, I don't know, $200. what you were talking about to get a Blackmagic hardware version of this is probably $3,500 to $4,000. So this is great that we can do this right here on a budget. And what this is allowing us to do, if I move the camera, is if we had announcements up here, we could have our announcements on there. So I am just going to go click my announcements. They're right there. Encounter nights, candlelighting party, the giving. It's all there. So that allows us to send out this to the stream. This is the feed that goes to the house. And I'm just making it full screen on the stream just for demonstration purposes. And then we can also have this. So we are effectively making our own A10 Mini in OBS, which is brilliant and it's really, really cost effective. So what this allows us to do is if I go to ProPresenter, and you can't see ProPresenter, but I'm going to line up on the first lyric. You can see it, that would be on the projector, this preview, because 4 is what goes to the projector feed, okay? How this works is if I go to 1, which is already live, we don't see anything. But on 2 is previewed, it is green. 1 is red, it is live. 2 has a lower third, 1 doesn't. So what you gotta do is you hit cut. That lets the live stream see the lyrics here, but the house sees lyrics like this. So that is quite cool. That's brilliant so that we can see the whole band and things like that. So again, very, very, very helpful. Now, if we were running slides, rolling notices at the start of service, we wouldn't want to be live in 2. We want to be live in 4. And we can see that we only have ProPresenter audio on 4. So it's rolling away. Then you want to be ready on 2, and I'll tell you why. Because these are slide elements in ProPresenter, and I'll explain in the ProPresenter video what that means. So go ahead and watch that in your own time. But when I go to the countdown, did you see how that disappeared? So scene 2 no longer has a lower third like that. So when I scrub, I'm just going to skip to the end of the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. Now I am ready on 2, and all I gotta do is hit cut. Now I don't like this hovering thing, but go for it, run, and then cut. We're ready right there. So when the ProPresenter person gets their background going, they has their stage display going. I'm on the first line of the song for the band, so the band can see it, but it's not live in the house, and I go live. Live stream can see it, house can see it. So that is why we have 4 scenes, and I transition through them. Now, scene 3, where you would use scene 3, as if we were doing a sermon. So we're live on 1. 1 is what we want to be live on for sermon, and we want to be ready for 3, so that when we come to 3, and we go Matthew 7, 7 to 12, and the pastor might say, let's read it. Wait for that indication that's going to come up. ProPresenter person clicks it. We can see it in our preview screen right here. All I got to do is hit cut. Ask and be given to you, seek, and you will find. Okay? If your son asks for bread, you will give him stone, or if he asks for a fish, those who ask him. So what I'm trying to represent here is that we can change the input from ProPresenter to be anything, and this will stay like this. These two aren't necessarily linked, other than the signal comes from ProPresenter to here. So what that means to say is you got to communicate with your ProPresenter operator when to do this. So when it's like this, and when this happens, Psalms 105:4, let's read it. Then you're ready. You can take it off first, because on live stream, we can scrub back. It's not a problem to take it off too early. But leave it on there for a nice amount of time that someone can read it and think about it. Take it off. And when you think they're finished talking about it here, go back to Follow the King. Okay, so that is a very basic overview of how we use OBS to live stream our service. You will notice that scenes, cameras 1, 2, and 3, or scenes 1, 2, and 3, all have audio from a Blackmagic source and a ProPresenter 7 audio source. The reason for that is so if I click a video in ProPresenter, like this, and we weren't quite at it in time here, we would still hear it. So it creates basically a J-cut, if anyone's familiar with video transitions, a J-cut. So it's not the end of the world, but it's there in case we need it. But some of the other scenes also have Blackmagic audio and ProPresenter. Blackmagic is the sound that we talked about in the audio video. It talks about the 16 channels coming from the desk into here. We add a 17th with this guy, and that's a room mic. It bounces back out and into OBS. And that's where we get our final level on the Blackmagic. We will see, and we want to keep worship right up there with the peaks touching red, and we want to keep the sermon with the peaks sitting in the middle of the yellow. So that gives you a good overview of how OBS works. It's very quick. Then at the end, when you're finished with your stream, and what we should have going is really this rolling notices at the end. And rolling notices has non-copyrighted audio, which I have licensed into the stream, but it doesn't go to the desk. Then we let that run for 10 minutes, because some people watch the video, the recording, the stream, because not everybody watches it live. You might watch this and you see maybe only 4 or 5 people click in here on a Saturday night, but by next week that might be 50. So don't get disheartened by what the numbers say on YouTube here, by what it is, because we have grown quite a lot. Even in the last week, we've had another 2 subscribers, and that sounds very small, but we are reaching past the community of Canyon City with this setup, and I think that's awesome, because it's an outreach. It's a form of outreach. It's not out in the streets, but it's out on people's computers, you know, so, and that's where everybody's living in this day and age. So we are getting right there with the times, and reaching out the gospel right there. So don't get disheartened with what that says. Keep going. You know, we have a comment section. Reply to people. Welcome people at the start. You know, a generic welcome, even there's nobody there that you can see. Some people like to chat in the chat. Some people won't. There will only be 4 or 5 or 6 people, but there's been times where I've seen 20 people on there when we're live, and I've seen 10 hours watched on our live stream just in the time we were live. There's times where we only see 3 hours watched when we were live. You know, so it's up and down. And as our quality grows, that time will grow. And it's a nice thing, because what it does is the analytics tells us the numbers, tells us how good our sermons were, how good our worship was, how good our tech was back here, and how coordinated we all were as well. So it's a really good piece of information, because we can't get this information in the room. We can only get it for our digital viewers. So learn from this information. Take it aside, look at the analytics and things like that. So again, as I say, this is a basic overview. You know, you have a stats menu here. That's telling you how many drop frames you have. When this is kind of lighting up red, our internet's not doing well. That means someone is downloading something in the office on a hard cable. I have the Wi-Fi sorted, but on a hard cable, if somebody's downloading something, that will probably light up red. And so you got to check if that's happening. And if that's definitely not happening, then we have a proper internet issue and you got to call Spectrum. So this is OBS. This is how we go from preview to program. This is how we get it onto YouTube. And then when we're finished, we've been live for 10 minutes now on the stream. We hit stop streaming. It finishes the broadcast. And it's going to say stop here. So it would say your stream has ended. I'll tell you how many people was on, blah, 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 blah. Then you're going to hit X and close and close. And then you're free to shut down the computer the way you would any other Windows computer. So thanks for watching this video. I hope that gives you a bit of an insight into doing it. Just have confidence, communicate. I mean, this is about communication back here. And this is why we made one big long counter, so that we could all communicate with each other very well. So I'll see you in the next video.